Here is the essay entitled Devastation Due to Flood and Landslide.
It was late June. In the early forenoon, I was accompanying my online classes as the COVID was the major drawback following the manual classes. The class was almost about to commence. However, the thunderstorm following the heavy rain ruined the day, causing the electricity to cut off. I missed all the courses that day. The common thing occasionally used to happen during the manual classes because of the flooded roads on the way to the school. That is its impact on the future pillars. The next day, I was on the walk during early morn with my father. The morning news was completely dominant with the cases of missing people because of the flooded village, and even many more people lost their valuable life getting drowned in the flood. My eyes wetted on hearing the cry of an infant who got alone because of this cruel tragedy. Another family also had their last supper before the rocky hill hit their hut during their deep sleep. I wheezed and I was unable to stop my tears after such tragedy. After I switched on the television, the headlines were completely dominant of the damages, destruction, cries, and tears. The collapsed bridge, statues, and monuments hugely damage the prosperity of the nation. Several projects of our prosperity, including the national pride projects, were facing obstruction on getting completed conveniently. The flooded rivers were getting high threat to the old dams and hydropower, and it was sure to flood away the nearby areas, causing huge damage. Behind all these tragedies, the cries of the domestic cattle were suppressed, which I hardly watched, getting those sights full with teardrops. The slid off of the hill down to its lap resulted in the blockage of roads. The perplexed passengers were left stressed and confused halfway. There were some ambulances as well which were blocked before the destination health care. One can hardly feel the pain and mourn the patient inside is suffering from. Because of the blockage, many rural areas get disconnected from their respective cities. And thus, it negatively affects the day-to-day households as well the evolution progress. Overall, loss of life and property, damage of crop field and cultivable soil, destruction of monuments, infrastructures, and so on are some of the on-time destruction caused by the flood and landslides. Later on, it even results in the outbreak of epidemics, shortage of foods and safe drinking water, and starvation. It even sweeps away the human settlements, turning many individuals homeless. The difficulties and the outcome of the flood and landslide are sadly upsetting. Besides these all, I wonder why all the developmental activities are carried during this period. The gravels and concrete filled in the road have been swept away because of the continuous rainfall. That's the total loss, isn't it? Thus, it is sure to bear additional damage where such intellectual souls act upon their intelligent brains. Some are constructing the building beneath the hills, chopping the trees which are firmly holding the hills. The careless construction in the hilly areas running heavy engines is the kind of total madness. Meanwhile, some brains are getting engaged in constructing weak and unsustainable infrastructures in diverging the rivers and constructing dams to expand the human settlement. Such acts finely describe the phrase axe on leg. Flood and landslides are water-induced natural hazards. Developing countries like ours are highly prone to such calamities. Thus, getting alert and aware is the only way to overcome such devastation. Remember, prevention is always better than cure.
That's much in it. Stay tuned for more.